APC dismisses rumors of power handover from President Bio to Dr. Samura Kamara as false. Sierra Leone Politics Explained. Welcome to The Bold, African Voice, BAV, where we cut through the noise and bring you bold, fact-driven analysis of Africa's biggest stories. I'm Ahisatu Kamara Kargbo. Today we look at Sierra Leone, where the APC has dismissed shocking rumors that President Julius Maada Bio was about to hand over power to Samura Kamara. What's the truth behind this story, and what does it mean for democracy across Africa? Let's find out. On September 1st, 2025, Africa Press reported that the All People's Congress, APC, vehemently denied swirling rumors that Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio planned to hand over power to the party's 2023 flag bearer, Dr. Samura Kamara. APC National Publicity Secretary Sidi Yaya Tunis called the claim baseless and misleading, urging the public to dismiss it outright. He stressed that the APC's real focus is gearing up for the 2028 elections, not indulging in fantasy power transitions. Tunis also expressed disappointment that Dr. Kamara himself had remained silent in dispelling the talk, pointing out that misleading narratives, regardless of their origin, would not be tolerated. This development follows an earlier incident on April 8, 2025, when the State House's Director of Communications, Mike Berewa, similarly refuted claims, purportedly from a fake ECOWAS release, that President Bio would relinquish power to Kamara on Independence Day, April 27th. That report, too, was slammed as completely false and deliberately misleading. Why now? The rumor mill in a post-2023 Africa, in an era where politicians jet off abroad and social media travels faster than a high-speed train, even faster than a politician does these days, rumors can proliferate within hours.
Internally, all other political parties, SLP just done them, convention them. Civil society, una the media, everybody knows say elections na 2028. But then you have this set of people, we not want win at the APC for talk about 2028 elections, for prepare ourselves for 2028 election. Then while we continue for the talk about something where we all know say not get for happen, which is for continue for tell we people and say, then they put President Bio, then put Dr. Samura Kamara. And me and you know say that one day not to the case, that one day not to true. We responsible enough not for can sit on a radio or TV and continue for mislead with people and so, because it's not fair to them. We responsibility as much as the true go hot, but we responsibility now for tell and true, for make sure say waiting right now with the tell them. President Bio traveled, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. The next thing we know, people and put na air say, it don't go. Dr. Samura Kamara they pa bab now. They don't ready in suit for her. They don't ready in suit where they wear for go take the power. All our they not to true. Then they confuse with people and with them lies. Then they we na a party will they prepare for 2028 elections. Will they reach out to doctor? Will they hope say by now, as somebody will lead with party 2020, 2018, 2023, where the party get all the support necessary. We stand with her, we fight with her, true and true. A lead we into Bintu money, we support her. Tripartite, we support her. We believe, say we by now, if we don't come up with a statement and tell with people and say, no, this is not so true, it's not right. But if it not happen, we as a party not go sit down with full we food say we self not go do it. No. As much as then they cost we left and right, but we go continue for bring that 2 day to we people.
So the one that we still they live in 2023, now our members then CD, are they on their own?
Well, we not necessarily say now we member there. Ibrahim, we are one of the advocates, not to APC member. Warise, not to APC member. And these are people where they propagate this 2023, and they're not even there in this country. Then they out of this country, then they mislead with people and us alone. And these are not APC members. But now then they influence the few then we then they send money to for the spreading things then in our social media. But again, you have some when our members then. And when our elite people, when people and we don't learn book, they understand. They really know what they go on. But then self mixed parties. I know go hide. Then they, a good number of them, some of them behold positions na government, some of them behold positions na even the party. Then they go around, they hold meetings, they mislead with people and so.
So now they left them out of the planning?
No, we are not.
Or their ways on, I want for bring them on board?
They continue for engage them. But Khadija, if we get a few sets, we don't get a mindset, we fix, we even they know say this not correct, but then decide for hold on to run, then it means they get different plan. As much as we go one day all back, and we still continue for engage them, but we also get for focus on the bigger picture. When not that the people expect from we.
But a divided house cannot win any election.
We house not divided.
But you have other factors where they push for
like
this electoral justice. And you say some of them are key members them, some of them don't hold position.
Yes.
Now elite people them.
Yes.
So why sounding as if, okay, let's just move on?
No, we are moving on. But like I say, disagreement on me say the house divided. You know, we focus now with people. Yes, we want these people back. We go continue for engage them, but that don't mean say we go sit down and not do what we for do as a party, prepare ourselves for 2020. You see all of the good work that we don't do, we will never able to do before. But we focus, we work there, even with a small number of people in the national executive. We're very busy day and night with the work, with the spread the party across this country.
In the wake of the June 24th, 2023 general election, where Bio triumphed with 56.68% over Kamara's approximately 40%, tensions remain high. APC's allegations of glaring irregularities have yet to subside, with both the European Union and Carter Center raising transparency concerns about the vote. So, while APC's denials appear firmly worded, the rumor echoes broader anxieties tied to legitimacy, trust, and factionalism, not just in Sierra Leone, but across many African democracies where elections often leave lingering wounds. Africa-wide comparison, rumors of coup or power plays. Sierra Leone isn't the only one facing such speculative storms. Let's take a quick tour across the continent. Zimbabwe, 2021 to 2022. Social media was flooded with speculation that President Emerson Mnangagwa would resign, triggering factional infighting and conspiracy theories. The government, however, stayed firm. Ghana, 2024 to 2025. During President Nana Akufo-Addo's later term, rumors spread in certain regions that he might step down early. Ministers had to publicly assure that no such plan existed. Uganda. President Museveni's extended tenure has continually fueled gossip about whether he'd pass the baton to his son, Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Despite official word that Museveni is healthy and fit, the rumor persists, and he often jokes, "I will retire when my country no longer needs me." Wink, wink, right? Why do these rumors matter? They signal deep-seated mistrust, power anxiety, and often serve as pressure tests, probing who stays loyal, who speaks out, and who benefits from the chaos. The humor moment. Imagine this scenario as a soap opera. Someone tweets that the president quietly passed the remote but forgot the cable subscription, and now Kamara is fighting for the latest Netflix crime series. A PC comes on stage, TV remote in hand, saying, "Nope, that's not happening, and besides, the batteries are dead." Sometimes cynicism needs a power outage to reboot the narrative. Forward-looking lens. Why a PC says 2028, not Handover. Focusing on 2028 is not just strategic, it's smart. Here's why. 1. Credibility over drama. APC reasserts its seriousness, not a soap opera party, but one plotting real electoral comeback. 2. Messaging discipline. They frame the narrative. We support Kamara, but don't spread nonsense. 3. Priming the base. Rallying supporters around future elections helps avoid distraction by rumors and internal divisions. 4. Reputation. Reclamation. In an environment where misinformation wars are common, taking control of the narrative helps rebuild trust. Africa-wide lessons. Rumors as political tools. Across Africa, rumors of early resignations, backroom handovers, or mysterious presidential disappearances are not just idle chatter. They are weapons in political warfare. They test the stability of ruling coalitions, expose fractures within opposition parties, and gauge how the public reacts to potential leadership change. Nigeria, 2021 to 2023. Each time President Muhammadu Buhari left for medical treatment abroad, whispers of a power transfer spread faster than Lagos traffic. The opposition fanned those flames, and pro-government voices scrambled to douse them. Kenya, post-2017. After the tense elections, rumors swirled that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta had struck a secret power-sharing deal. When the famous handshake eventually happened in 2018, it was proof that rumors sometimes serve as trial balloons for reality. Senegal, 2024. When Macky Sall hinted he wouldn't seek a third term, social media instantly spun theories about grooming a successor. Some of those theories were wrong, others half right, but all shaped the political discourse. The lesson? Rumors can be stress tests. They reveal whether institutions are trusted, whether leaders are transparent, and whether the public is resilient or merely restless. Sierra Leone's road to 2028. 3 possible scenarios. Looking ahead, Sierra Leone's political drama is not just about debunking fake handovers. It's about what comes next. Here are 3 scenarios worth watching. 1. The Samura Renaissance Doctor. Samura Kamara could consolidate APC support, present himself as the wronged statesman of 2023, and return in 2028 with renewed vigor. If he pulls a Nana Akufo-Addo move, like the Ghanaian leader who lost twice before finally winning, Kamara could yet flip the script. 2. The APC Youth Wave. If Kamara steps aside or loses momentum, a younger generation within APC may push for fresh leadership. Think of Senegal's opposition in 2024, where young leaders captured disillusioned voters by promising change and jobs. 3. The SLPP tight hold. President Bio's SLPP could maintain power by tightening control over state institutions, banking on incumbency advantages. This path, however, risks alienating donors, civil society, and international partners, especially after 2023's credibility questions. For ordinary Sierra Leoneans, the choice may boil down to what matters more: a trusted ballot box or a full rice bowl. If inflation and unemployment keep rising, even the most ironclad rumor control won't stop public frustration from spilling into the streets or ballot boxes. The media dimension, rumors in the TikTok era. Let's face it, the new Minister of Information in Africa is not a cabinet member, it's TikTok and WhatsApp. The speed at which misinformation spreads today makes the old bush radio look like a snail carrying a cassette tape. A Sierra Leonean in London forwards a meme to his cousin in Bo, who shares it with his friend in Freetown, and before APC's City Tunis finishes his tea, the whole country believes State House has changed locks. In this environment, fact-checking isn't just journalism, it's survival. But here's the funny twist. Sometimes politicians benefit from the very rumors they publicly condemn. A little chaos, a little speculation, and suddenly all eyes are back on them. In the words of one Nigerian commentator, if you're not being rumored about, you're not relevant. Forward-looking lens. What Sierra Leone must guard against. If Sierra Leone is to avoid sliding further into the rumor republic, a few safeguards are vital. Independent media empowerment. Journalists need protection and access to credible data to counter fake narratives. Digital literacy. Citizens must learn to spot fake news before hitting share. A simple rule: if the story sounds like a Nollywood script, it probably is. Regional solidarity. ECOWAS and AU must step up, not just to stop coups, but to ensure electoral integrity that leaves little room for rumor mongering. Political transparency. Parties must communicate directly with their base. Silence, like Dr. Kamara's on this matter, only leaves room for more whispers. A light moment, the Handover comedy. Let's imagine if the rumor were true. The ceremony might look like this. President Bio hands over a giant symbolic key to Dr. Kamara. Kamara checks the key, only to realize it opens the State House cafeteria, not the presidential office. Meanwhile, City Tunis interrupts. Ladies and gentlemen, please, this is just rehearsal for 2028. Sometimes humor is the best antidote to toxic politics. Geopolitics of rumor. Why the world is watching Sierra Leone. When whispers of presidential handovers or opposition takeovers swirl in Sierra Leone, it's not just Freetown that listens. It's Washington, Beijing, Moscow, and Brussels too. Why? Because even small states in West Africa can swing big narratives in the global contest between liberal democracy and authoritarian opportunism. Western donors, US, UK, EU. They've invested heavily in Sierra Leone's post-war recovery. Billions in aid, peacekeeping, and institutional support. For them, rumors of political instability are bad news. It risks undermining 20-plus years of democracy building. China. Less concerned with rumor or democratic credentials, Beijing is more focused on infrastructure contracts, mining concessions, and political loyalty. If Western credibility weakens, China fills the vacuum with roads, stadiums, and debt deals. No questions asked. Russia. Through Wagner-style proxies and defense cooperation, Russia thrives where political chaos and rumor politics erode trust. A rumor-distracted Sierra Leone could open doors for security partnerships, pitched as alternatives to Western lectures. In short, in today's multipolar world, even a WhatsApp rumor in Freetown can echo in Beijing or Washington. Regional comparisons, rumor politics across West Africa. West Africa has become a laboratory of rumor-driven politics, each case with lessons for Sierra Leone. Guinea, 2021. Rumors of Alpha Conde's health crisis preceded the coup that toppled him. In hindsight, the gossip wasn't far off. It foreshadowed cracks in legitimacy. Mali and Burkina Faso. Before each coup, social media was thick with speculation of leaders preparing to flee or hand over quietly. The military only had to confirm what people already half believed. Nigeria, 2023 elections. Rumors of server hacking and vote swapping overshadowed the results. The noise became so loud that even international observers struggled to separate fact from fiction. Sierra Leone's case may seem less dramatic, but the danger is similar. When public trust is low, rumor fills the vacuum faster than official institutions can respond. What this means for 2028. Here's the strategic danger. If the APC versus SLPP narrative going into 2028 is less about policies and more about who hands over to whom, then Sierra Leone risks losing the real debate: how to fix inflation, joblessness, and governance. Rumor-driven politics can 1. Distract leaders. Instead of fixing roads and hospitals, leaders spend their energy denying WhatsApp stories. 2. Polarize citizens. Supporters of APC and SLPP fight over rumors instead of uniting over real bread and butter issues. 3. Invite external interference. Opportunistic foreign actors thrive where confusion reigns. Forward-looking lens. Rumor-proofing Sierra Leone. To build resilience, Sierra Leone might consider pre-bunking, not just debunking, anticipate likely rumors and counter them before they spread, e.g., proactive press briefings whenever the president travels. Fact-checking partnerships. Civil society, media, and tech platforms could team up on real-time rumor busting. Regional information security. ECOWAS could establish a rumor response desk. Half serious, half humorous, but essential. After all, coups in the Sahel have shown that information vacuums are national security risks. Satire as defense. Sometimes the best way to kill a rumor is to laugh at it. A strong tradition of political comedy, cartoons, and memes can deflate fake news faster than a 10-page press release. A dash of humor. The Rumor Summit. Imagine ECO was holding a special summit on rumor management. Delegates argue over which rumor was the funniest. Nigeria. Buhari replaced by a clone named Jubril from Sudan. Uganda. Museveni to hand over to his son by 2025, still waiting. Sierra Leone. Bio handing over to Samura Kamara during an overseas trip. The conclusion? Rumors might differ, but their impact is the same. They reveal how fragile public trust can be. APC shoots down power handover. Rumors, a deep dive, part 4. The economic elephant in the room. While APC and SLPP trade barbs over phantom handovers, ordinary Sierra Leoneans face a more pressing question. How much is a cup of rice today? Inflation, currency depreciation, and rising unemployment bite harder than any rumor. Inflation. Sierra Leone's inflation surged above 40% in 2024, one of the highest in West Africa. Prices of essentials, from gari to palm oil, have left families squeezed. Currency depreciation. The Leone has slid dramatically against the US dollar, eroding purchasing power. When the Leone sneezes, everyone's budget catches pneumonia, youth unemployment. With over 60% of youth jobless or underemployed, frustration is not just economic, it's political dynamite. So while social media debates whether President Bio is secretly passing keys to Samura Kamara, the real crisis is that many citizens can't afford the keys to their own front doors. Africa-wide comparison, the politics of rice and rumor. Sierra Leone's mix of rumor and economic strain is hardly unique. Ghana, 2022 to 2023, inflation reached 50% at its peak, sparking street protests. Opposition rumors of IMF bailouts selling the nation became political weapons. Zimbabwe. Long before elections, rumors of US dollar shortages and bond note collapse undermined trust in government long before the ballots were printed. Kenya. Each election cycle comes with food price anxieties. In 2022, maize flour prices were the real ballot paper. Politicians campaigned more about ugali than ideology. Across Africa, the lesson is simple. When stomach politics dominate, rumors multiply. People cling to any narrative, credible or not, that promises change. Forward-looking lens. Turning rumor into reform. If Sierra Leone is to shift from rumor republic to resilient republic, its leaders must anchor politics in economic solutions. 1. Tame inflation. Beyond central bank interventions, government must prioritize food security, supporting farmers, cutting import dependence, and boosting reserves. 2. Job creation, large-scale public works, industrial incentives, and entrepreneurship support for youth could transform despair into productivity. 3. Transparent spending. If people see where every Leone goes, rumors about secret handovers lose oxygen. After all, sunlight is the best disinfectant. 4. Diaspora engagement. With remittances making up a significant portion of Sierra Leone's GDP, harnessing diaspora investment could stabilize both economy and trust. A slice of humor, the price handover. Imagine if the only handover Sierra Leoneans cared about was this. President Bio announces, "Today I officially hand over rice prices from 500 new leones to 300 new leones." Samura Kamara replies, "And I hereby cut transportation fares in half." The people shout, "Now that's the real power handover we want." If only leadership transitions were as simple as reducing market prices, Sierra Leone might already be the Switzerland of West Africa. Regional stakes. Economics meets politics. Sierra Leone's economic challenges have ripple effects across the Mano River Union and beyond. Cross-border trade. Currency volatility affects trade with Guinea and Liberia, where informal markets dominate. Migration pressures. Economic hardship fuels migration to Europe, straining both Sierra Leone's labor force and international relations. Donor patience. Development partners who supported post-war rebuilding are now asking tough questions. Where's the reform dividend? Without strong economic management, rumors risk becoming self-fulfilling prophecies. When citizens lose trust in leadership, they imagine alternatives, real or fake. Civil society's counter-narrative, facts, law, and louder microphones. Rumors flourish where trust is thin, but Sierra Leone's civic ecosystem isn't exactly on mute. The EU election observation mission credited citizen observers, faith-based groups, and media with helping voters and debunking falsehoods around the 2023 polls, proof that local watchdogs can steady the information space when institutions wobble. On the transparency front, the Right to Access Information Commission, RAIC, has shifted from theory to teeth. In July 2025, the High Court backed rake in a landmark case against the Bank of Sierra Leone, signaled to officials that open by default isn't optional. This rides alongside Sierra Leone's open government commitments to modernize results transmission and publish election data in open formats, the kind of plumbing that leaves fewer dark corners for rumor to hide. Press freedom is a moving target. Better rankings, bigger worries. In 2025, Sierra Leone climbed to 56 out of 180 on RSF's index, celebrated by media bodies like SLAJ and MRCG. Yet rights groups also warned that a new anti-terrorism bill could be used to muzzle journalists. In short, green shoots, but keep the shears away. Influencers and the WhatsApp University problem. This is the first election cycle where TikTok clips and Facebook Lives will shape as much of the mood as radio call-ins. As of 2025, roughly 1.1 to 1.2 million Sierra Leoneans use social media, small in percentage terms, but huge in agenda-setting power. And when mainstream outlets carry clarifications, like Sierra Loaded's report and the viral Liberty TV Sierra Network clip of APC spokesman Sidi Yaya Tunis swatting down the handover tale, the debunk travels on the same rails as the hoax. Light note, if you earned a degree from WhatsApp University, please specialize in pause and verify. It's a tough course, 2 prerequisites. Don't forward yet 101 and click the source 201. Diaspora, cash, clicks, and clout. The diaspora is not just a comment section, it's a macroeconomic actor. World Bank data show personal remittances were about 4.6% of GDP in 2023, a stabilizer for households, and a reason diaspora narratives matter at home. Globally, remittances are projected to keep rising through 2025, widening the gap with FDI, meaning family money, not boardroom money, may carry more political weight in the near term. That leverage can be constructive. Diaspora creators can fund independent fact checks, underwrite FOI requests that pry open datasets, and sponsor media literacy drives in hometown districts, or it can go sideways. A misinformed influencer in London can light a rumor bonfire in Bow before breakfast. What works before 2028? A practical playbook. 1. Pre-bunk the predictable. State House, APC, and ECSL should push pre-answers whenever the president travels, or opposition leaders trend. Kill the handover while abroad trope in advance. The State House Communications Shop already had to do this in April 2025 over a fake ECOWAS rumor. 2. Civil society rapid rooms. Pair citizen observers with newsroom partners to publish single-screen explainers, what, who, where, verifiable links, within hours of viral claims. The EU EOM's 2023 takeaways show how much this helps. 3. RAIC plus media toolkits. Turn that July 2025 court win into a template. How to file, appeal, and publish disclosures fast. 4. Platform packs. With approximately 1.1 million social users, strike local protocols with Facebook/TikTok for election period speed lanes on fact checks and election data labels. 5. Diaspora cosigns. Encourage diaspora pages to pin only items with source links. EU EOM, Carter Center, ECSL. Those institutions' critiques and praise carry legitimacy when the room gets loud. Why the handover rumor matters. Again, the latest September. 2025 denial was not just rumor control. It was a stress test of narrative discipline inside APC and a reminder that silence from principles, looking at you, Doctor, Samura Kamara creates vacuum. Sierra Leone carried the denial. Africa Press echoed it, and the Liberty TV/Sierra Network segment gave it video traction. The speed of that loop is the 2028 preview. A little humor to land the plane. If there were a ceremony, someone should ensure the handover keys don't open only the State House cafeteria. Sierra Leoneans will accept many things, but not anyone jumping the queue for jollof. Election mechanics that choke rumors at the source. Rumors thrive in darkness. Results transparency is the light. Sierra Leone's fastest way to make 2028 rumor resistant is to tighten the plumbing of counting, tabulation, and publication so citizens can see, not just hear, how numbers move from polling stations to the national tally. What the evidence says and what to copy or avoid. Publish what the polling station sees. Kenya's 2022 results system let the public view scanned forms 34A/34B so anyone could cross-check station and constituency figures. That visibility didn't end disputes, but it gave journalists, parties, and citizen groups primary source material immediately. When portals stall, trust falls. Nigeria's 2023 vote showed the opposite. Delays and glitches in INEC's IREV upload created an information vacuum that supercharged conspiracy theories and anger. The EU EOM and independent analyses directly linked the upload failure to a collapse in confidence. Domestic PVTS calmed the waters. In Ghana, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, routinely runs parallel vote tabulations, PVT, that either validate or challenge official returns within hours, giving citizens a statistically grounded second opinion. In 2024, as in 2020, CODEO's checks reinforced the EC's declared outcome, an example of how trusted PVTs can cool down hot narratives. Sierra Leone's 2023 lessons to internalize the EU election observation mission flagged insufficient transparency at critical stages, especially around tabulation. The Carter Center also urged clearer, more open tallying as results were compiled. These are not abstract critiques. They're a 2028 to-do list. At the same time, the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, ECSL, did publish official results PDFs, presidential and parliamentary. For 2028, the leap is from static PDFs to live, machine-readable station-level data, ideally via a searchable portal/API. Sierra Leone's own Open Government Partnership commitment explicitly envisions putting results online in an open data format. Now's the time to make that promise real. Pre-bunking the next hoax, scripts, roles, and an SLA for truth. In 2025, Sierra Leone's rumor cycle already ran 2 laps. First, State House knocked down a fake ECOWAS handover claim in April. Then the APC publicly dismissed fresh WhatsApp whispers that President Bio would hand power to Dr. Samura Kamara after an overseas trip. Both corrections worked, but only after the rumors had enjoyed prime time. Lesson: don't just debunk after the fire, pre-bunk before the match is struck. Here's a concrete playbook any serious actor, ECSL, State House, APC, SLPP, media, and civil society, can adopt. The Gearing Plan: who builds and funds a rumor-resistant election stack? If Sierra Leone wants fewer WhatsApp fires in 2028, it needs plumbing, not poetry. Here's a concrete, budget-minded plan to fund and stand up a results transparency stack and a domestic PVT pipeline with roles for government, parties, media, universities, and the diaspora. 1. Open results portal. What to build. Core idea: publish polling station evidence fast, both the scanned form and the extracted numbers, and keep a live counter of forms received versus expected for every district. Kenya's 2022 digital release of handwritten forms from 46,000 plus stations is the model. It didn't end disputes, but it let any citizen tally along at home. Why it matters: when portals stall or uploads lag, distrust explodes. Ask Nigeria 2023. The EU's Observer Report and post-election analyses point squarely at IREV delays undermining confidence. Don't import that problem. MVP feature set, 2028 ready. Station page: scan plus, parse numbers plus cryptographic hash, tamper evident. District dashboard: receive/expected form counter and reconciliation notes. National API: CSV/JSON, dumps on a timed cadence, e.g. every 3 to 6 hours. Change log: why numbers changed, late forms, corrections, adjudications. Mirrors: read-only clones on multiple domains to survive traffic spikes. Policy anchor: Sierra Leone already promised more open election data under the Open Government Partnership (OGP). Codify the portal and station-level datasets as the deliverable. 2. Who pays and how much? Donor blend: split costs across ECSL capital, targeted grants, EU democracy instruments, UNDP basket funds, and private foundations, Carter, center-aligned transparency programs, academia partnerships for the API, EU and Carter Center recommendations after the 2023 vote repeatedly stressed better tabulation transparency. This is the concrete response. Rough order of magnitude: ROM, build plus security, hardening plus hosting, year 1. 350,000 to 500,000 US dollars, E-Night surge, infra plus mirrors, plus SMS fallback, 80,000 to 120,000 US dollars 2-year maintenance, DevOps incident response, 200,000 to 300,000 US dollars public API documentation and media training, US 60,000 to 90,000. Call it US 700,000 to 1 million over 2 years, a fraction of what a single rumor-driven crisis can cost in credibility and stability. 3. Open Tally Lab, RAIC plus universities plus newsrooms. Create a light consortium, RAIC, for access to information muscle. 2 universities, data engineering plus statistical audits. 3 media houses distribution, and a civic tech group portal, UX. Their shared mandate: portal pressure test, load testing, adversarial drills, failover simulations, data validation, spot OCR errors by sampling scans versus numbers at scale, explainers, reusable visuals, how a station form becomes a national number, FOI workflows, pre-filed information requests for tally procedures and logs, so you're not drafting FOIS on election night. Tie lab outputs to the OGP commitment and publish a quarterly scorecard. Uptime, upload lag, error rate, FOI turnaround. Observers flag transparency and tabulation gaps in 2023. Show with metrics that they're closing. 4. Domestic PVT pipeline, the parallel seatbelt. Why PVT? A statistically sound parallel vote tabulation gives the country a second independent reading, calming or confirming the official count with math, not memes. Ghana's Kodio has used PVT since 2008. In 2020, Kodio publicly verified the EC's presidential result within confidence bounds, demonstrating the de-escalation value of a trusted domestic estimate. How to stand it up, Sierra Leone version. Consortium, new plus faith networks, plus women's and disability groups, plus universities. Sampling, nationally representative station sample. Publish the method before E-Day. Capture, USSD/SMS. Data entry with GPS/timestamps. Photo of station form. Windows, pre-announced estimate windows. T plus 6 hours, T plus 12 hours, T plus 24 hours. To avoid rumor gaps. Public covenant, commit, in writing. To release the PVT whether it confirms or contradicts the official line with margins and caveats. Budget ROM, training plus comms plus tech plus call center for approximately 2,000 to 2,500 observers, 400,000 to 600,000 US dollars. 5. Party comms, APC/SLPP, turn off the rumor oxygen. The latest APC denial worked, but it came after rumor prime time. Build pre-bunks into both parties' calendars, presidential travel, rallies, ECSL milestones. Each party should host a fixed Rumor Watch URL with time-stamped mini-notes and the governing law process, one page, big fonts. The Carter Center and EU messaging from 2023 is a useful tone guide, calm, procedural, receipt-heavy. House rules for 2028. If it's not on the page, it's not party policy. Pin this line. 60-minute SLA. Acknowledge virals within an hour. Checking update 1800. 3-hour SLA. Publish the counterfact with documents, statutes, travel orders, ECSL process notes. One truth, many messengers. Syndicate via radio first, then social. 6. Cadence, or how to keep the kettle from whistling. Borrow Kenya's drip feed discipline, avoid Nigeria's upload blackouts, pre-announce a results cadence, station scans in T plus 0 to 3 hours, district roll-ups T plus 6 to 12 hours, national snapshot T plus 24 hours, and 6 hourly changelogs thereafter. The cadence matters as much as the code. When people know when the next coffee drip arrives, they're less likely to set the kitchen on fire. 7. Guardrails and KPIS, so we know it's working. MTTA, acknowledge. 30 minutes for rumor flags. MTTE, evidence. 3 hours to post scans, statutes. Upload coverage, greater than or equal to 95% of station forms visible within 24 hours. API uptime, greater than or equal to 99.5% on E-night plus 7 days. Debunk share ratio, greater than or equal to 1.0. The correction spreads as widely as the rumor. Report these weekly for 1 month after E-Day. If any SLA slips, publish the why like a flight delay board. 8. A spoonful of humor, policy grade. Design one evergreen graphic for official pages. If it's not here, it's not real. And if a server hiccups, show a big banner. Counting your votes, not your patience. Next update, 2100 hours. Then actually post at 2100. This is not a Nollywood cliffhanger. Why this is the right fight. APC's latest denial and the broader 2023 observer critiques both point to the same truth. Transparency beats rumor. Build the portal, fund the PVT, rehearse the pre-bunks. Kenya's show-the-form approach offers a workable blueprint, while Nigeria's IREV saga is a cautionary tale of how tech gaps become political narratives. Sierra Leone can choose which lesson to import. 9. The legal and governance layer, what the rules actually permit, and what good practice would add. Let's put the rumor through a constitutional blender. Sierra Leone's 1991 constitution is unambiguous. When a sitting president is absent or otherwise unable to perform duties, the vice president performs those functions. Not an opposition leader, not a party flag bearer, and certainly not a social media consensus. That's Section 54 in plain daylight. That's why two strands of recent news point in the same direction. First, the APC's Sidi Yahya Tunis called the Handover to Samura talk not possible and will not happen, and parked the party's sights on 2028. Second, State House's communications director flatly dismissed the handover rumor from the government side. In other words, both sides are saying, nope. Now add the election law. The Public Elections Act, 2022 prescribes a chain of custody. Presiding officers count at polling stations, certify upwards to district, regional, and national levels. The National Returning Officer declares, and the Commission publishes results as declared, typically by government notice. It does not mandate posting every polling station return online in open data form within hours. That's a governance gap, not a constitutional crisis. Yet Sierra Leone has already promised, via its open government partnership commitments, to improve the transmission of election results through technology and make them available online in an open data format. The legal plumbing hasn't fully caught up with that policy pledge. That's the gap we can close before 2028. What good looks like in Africa and how Sierra Leone can adapt it. Kenya's 2022 transparency hack, the electoral body, IEBC, uploaded scans of polling station forms 34A/34B/34C to a public portal. Citizens, parties, and media could cross-check the math in real time, warts, arithmetic errors, and all. Observers credited the public posting as a trust builder, even as other controversies raged. Think of it as paper ballots, digital transparency. Ghana's CODEO safety net, a large-scale, statistically rigorous parallel vote tabulation, PVT, that independently verified the EC's presidential result in 2020 and again prepared to do so in 2024. It's not a cure-all, but it is a credible third-party check when nerves fray. Nigeria's cautionary tale, 2023. The iRevi results portal hiccuped during presidential collation, uploads and publication lagged, and international observers concluded the late publication contributed to a perception of non-transparency. The EUEOM's fix list now explicitly recommends publishing all forms promptly. Translation: portals should work when it matters most, not just after the storm. A surgical legal tune-up for Sierra Leone, no constitutional anesthesia needed. None of this requires tearing up the 1991 Constitution. Parliament can amend the Public Elections Act, or ECSL regulations, to hardwire 4 simple rules. 1. Publish by default. Require ECSL to post polling station-level results forms and the station-level tally in open, machine-readable formats within 24 to 48 hours of receipt, alongside the scanned originals. Nigeria's EU Observer critique literally calls for timely posting of all forms. Copy the homework. 2. Dual-track transmission. Keep the existing paper chain of custody, but require a redundant digital dispatch, SMS/data, from the station to a public portal. Sierra Leone's own OGP pledge already points this way. The statute should catch up. 3. Open audit trail. Mandate a rolling dashboard showing when each station's form was received and validated at each level, district, regional, national, with timestamps. That lets media and parties spot bottlenecks without reinventing conspiracy wheels. Kenya's form-by-form posting enabled exactly this kind of crowdsourced oversight. 4. Independent verification lane. Codify rights for domestic observers, e.g., NEW, National Elections Watch, to run a PVT and access station-level data as of election night, mirroring Ghana's CODEO norms. If Parliament wants a belt-and-suspenders approach, add a publication assurance clause. Failure to post a station's results within the statutory window doesn't invalidate votes, but triggers an automatic administrative review and a public log entry. Think flight delay notices, but for democracy, less glamorous, more important. Anti-rumor hygiene, pairing law with rapid comms. On rumor-driven days, timelines move faster than gazettes. So task the institutions that already exist. ECSL, publish a same-day MythViz fact note anytime a transfer of power rumor spikes during an overseas trip or medical leave. The law already says who acts in the president's absence. ECSL can point to that and to its own role in declaring results. State House comms. Continue the rapid rebuttal model we just saw. Short, time-stamped statements on official channels, ideally syndicated to radio and TV. They did this on April 8, 2025. APC and SLPP party HQs adopt symmetric rumor kill policies. The APC's "This Won't Happen" line is a good template. It should be mirrored across the aisle when their base stumbles into fantasy land. And because democracy should be allowed one joke per section, if your favorite uncle forwards a voice note declaring an imminent handover to your neighbor's barber, politely ask for the section number. If it's not Section 54, it's probably Section Fiction. Freedom of information teeth. Use them. Sierra Leone doesn't start from zero. The Right to Access Information Act 2013 created a commission with real powers, and courts are beginning to back those powers. In July 2025, the High Court in Freetown upheld the RAIC against the Bank of Sierra Leone in a landmark access to information case. That same proactive disclosure spine can be extended to elections data. If the law says station-level results are proactively publishable, the RAIC can help enforce it. Bottom line so far, the current rumor collides with constitutional hard limits. VP acts, no opposition leader handover. Matches the immediate denials from both government and APC, and exposes a narrower, fixable issue: how to publish results fast enough and granularly enough to starve bad narratives of oxygen. The next piece of this puzzle is how actors inside Sierra Leone's political economy can align incentives to keep doing the right thing when the heat rises. Political economy incentives. Why rumors keep finding oxygen. Rumors don't just spread because of weak Wi-Fi fact-checking. They thrive because political actors sometimes benefit from the fog. In Sierra Leone, as across much of Africa, the temptation is real. Incumbents may let rumors run to test loyalty or smoke out dissent. Opposition factions sometimes amplify wild claims to energize the base. Media entrepreneurs, including clickbait bloggers, profit from virality, not veracity. The antidote isn't only legal or technical, it's aligning incentives so transparency pays. ECSL wins donor confidence by hitting data release SLAS. Parties win credibility by pre-bunking, not post-spinning. Media houses win audience trust by pairing speed with verification. Citizens win dignity when ballots, not rumors, decide who governs. Final advice to African leaders. 1. Constitutional clarity beats rumor currency. Sierra Leone's Section 54 makes it plain. Power in the president's absence flows to the vice president, not to rumor merchants. Leaders across Africa should ensure their constitutions and electoral laws are equally airtight and publicly understood. 2. Transparency is cheaper than firefighting. $1 million open results portal or well-funded domestic PVT costs far less than the diplomatic, economic, and social fallout of a disputed election. Donors are already spending billions on post-crisis peace building. Prevention is a bargain. 3. Silence is complicity. When rumors spike, principles must speak. Samura Kamara's silence left his party scrambling. Leaders who fail to clarify invite chaos by default. 4. Empower watchdogs. Civil society groups, fact-checkers, and domestic observers are not nuisances. They're insurance policies for stability. Strengthen them, don't muzzle them. 5. Laugh a little, but legislate more. Humor can deflate toxic narratives, but only law and systems keep democracy safe. Mix satire with statutes. Both work better together. Key messages in summary. The APC denial of a handover to Samura Kamara and the government's own rebuttal show that both sides reject the rumor, but the fact that it caught fire at all highlights a trust deficit. Africa-wide, from Kenya's open forum portal to Ghana's PVT safety nets to Nigeria's I-RE-V cautionary tale, the lesson is clear. Visible, granular, and timely results data starve rumors of oxygen. Sierra Leone's constitutional and electoral laws already set clear succession rules. What's missing is a legal obligation to publish polling station data promptly in machine-readable form. Civil society, diaspora influencers, and media can play a frontline role in rumor-proofing democracy, but they need both legal protection and data access. Ultimately, the fight against rumors is the fight for legitimacy. Citizens want ballots they can trust, leaders who communicate clearly, and institutions that prove transparency is not charity. It's duty. Final word. Rumors are inevitable in politics, but they don't have to be destabilizing. The Sierra Leone case reminds Africa that credibility is the real currency of governance. Leaders must invest in laws, portals, watchdogs, and, yes, a little humor. Because in the end, democracy isn't just about winning elections. It's about ensuring that when the people speak, no rumor can shout them down. Thank you for watching The Bold African Voice, BAV, your trusted source for critical analysis, Africa-wide comparisons, and forward-looking perspectives. Remember, rumors fade, truth remains. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below with your thoughts. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a bold take on Africa's politics and future. Until next time, stay bold, stay informed, and keep your voice strong.